At EXERTIS Broadcast, we're always making connections. Whether we're planning a massive new workflow or literally making wired connections on one of our multiple benches, we love seeing that little green light on the other side of whatever we're working on that lets us know everything works. So we recently challenged ourselves to build a Simlab workflow for a higher education solution using as many Lumens products as we could. Now, most workflows require many more manufacturers than just one, but Lumens is more than capable of powering a Simlab, mechanics lab, educational kitchen, whatever lab environment you can think of. For this build, the goal will be to present lecture content to the in-class audience, and since not every classroom needs it, we'll focus on the recording of lectures rather than just live streaming them. We'll start with the heart of the system, the Lumens LC200. For any classroom setting, you have to make sure that the technology will be simple enough for any instructor to operate, but it also has to be robust enough to capture your creative vision. The LC200 has 4 HDMI inputs, 1 HDMI out for program, and 1 MULTIVIEW HDMI out as well. Audio is handled via the 4 dedicated line level inputs and 1 line output. Our cameras will all connect to the LC200 via HDMI, and we'll throw a wireless mic pack into the mix to make sure everyone can hear the lecture, even in the back of the class. Not only is the LC200 going to act as our on-prem video switcher to power our projector, but we'll also handle the recording of the lectures as well. But we'll talk more on that later. Next, let's talk cameras. Now, there are lots of options for Lumens cameras, but the key for this lab is going to be versatility. For the main wide shot, we chose a Lumens VC TR1 tracking camera. The TR1 comes equipped with 2 lenses, one panoramic and one telephoto. The pano lens is the one that does the subject tracking so that you can be anywhere in front of the whiteboard and you'd be confident that you'll be perfectly framed every time. We needed an overhead shot for whatever the instructor is working on the bench. This PTZ camera doesn't need to have tracking and it doesn't need NDI, so we went with another IP camera, the VC A50P. With a 20x optical zoom, the instructor can get as close as they need to see the tiniest details and what they're working on. We also decided to put a second A50 on a stand off to the side of the instructor that can be used as a wide shot or a student shot when a student is asking a question. For the last input on the LC200, we're adding an HDMI output from the instructor's computer, so any slide content can be easily presented in the same ecosystem as everything else. In the instructor bench, we included the LC RC01 remote control panel for the LC200 as a secondary, quick and easy way for the instructor to change sources, start and stop recording and streaming. Again, the easier the implementation, the more likely instructors are to use it. As another layer of fine control, we added the VS KB30 IP controller with joystick to make controlling the main, overhead, and the other side shots simple and straightforward. The instructor can take control of any camera with a joystick or use one of the 255 recallable presets to snap the camera to whatever angle they need. Finally, every piece of Lumens gear other than the LC200 itself is powered over PoE, so we don't need to factor in dedicated power or extensions, just a solid gigabit network switch and 1 Cat6 cable per device to power and network everything. Here's how a typical lecture will go. An instructor will set dates in their Microsoft Outlook or Google Calendar for when they're going to be in the classroom. The LC200 will use those dates and times to automatically begin recording and streaming the lecture, all without the teacher even having to think about it. With this control, even instructors who don't want to touch the tech don't have to, but they still have their lectures streamed to off-prem students and archived for later use. Instructors will be able to switch between cameras and their computer-based content with ease, and they'll be better understood in the moment by their students. All footage recorded by the LC200 can be easily stored on a teacher's external hard drive, but if you were to put a robust storage solution like SNS into the workflow, instructors would automatically have their day's lectures available to them anywhere in the world. No long upload times and no personal external drives to worry about. Lumens has a wide range of robust video broadcast solutions that can revolutionize the way instructors teach in a Simlab. With this workflow, instructors don't have to choose between engaging either the in-person or the remote students, but can engage both audiences concurrently with the same level of effectiveness. If you're ready to build your own ultimate Simlab, contact your EXERTIS broadcast sales representative and we'll be ready to help.